Hello, today I want to talk about the black church Obamites, the black gospel singer Obamites. I've done videos before of the just general Obamites, but I wanted to do a video on the so-called black leaders, black preachers, black churches, black gospel singer Obamites. First of all, it's not all that much of a surprise that the majority of black people voted for Barrack Hussein Obama, because he's a Democrat. Black people have been voting for and I call them Democrats now. Black people have been voting for them in droves for a long, long time. I think it's usually ranged between 85 to 90%. And I think I've heard where it was 95% this past election. But it's very, very, very high. And they have been voting for these Democrats for a long time in such large numbers. And it just happens so that this time they got a so-called black one with dark skin in the White House this time. So I guess this time was just like icing on their cake. They usually vote for these Democrats anyway. But by the way, I guess most people have forgotten that many of these so-called black politicians and leaders, they said that Bill Clinton was the first black president. The truth is, Bill Clinton, when you think about it, he may have more black slave blood in him than Barrack Hussein Obama. Because Barrack Hussein Obama, his mama was white and his daddy was a black Arab from East Africa. Barrack Hussein Obama did not come from a black African slave. And if you look at him, he does look more Arab than he does black or white. But these people are ignorant. They don't care. They're just looking at the color of the man's skin. And like I said, they vote for these wicked Democrats or Democrats in droves all the time. They've been doing it for a long, long time. It's nothing really new. Okay, let me get back on subject now. But this is about the black church Obamites. Now, this is some footage. You may have already seen it of some black churches the night of the election in which Barrack Hussein Obama was announced the winner. But I've also wondered, like, how is it that these people can be so blind and so deceived? These are church people. These are the very people who should be warning other people. They should be the ones who discern evil and warn other people, but yet they're the ones who are deceived or have been deceived. And I was thinking, how is it that these people can be so blind? Part of it, Barrack Hussein Obama is very crafty, very shrewd, and he used techniques to mesmerize people, and a lot of people are easily led or easily deceived. But some of it also, I went back and checked on some articles, and Barrack Hussein Obama started with big name preachers and black gospel singers, and that brought in a bunch of sheeple to follow them. Barrack Hussein Obama had big name black gospel singers like BB and CC Winans, Donnie McClurkin, Yolanda Adams, Fred Hammond, Hezekiah Walker, Mary, John P. Key, Marvin Sapp, just many people. They had T.D. Jakes with his wicked self, and many other so-called black leaders and teachers and gospel singers. Now, check out these guys in church doing the jungle boogie for wicked pro-abort and pro-homosexual rights Barrack Hussein Obama in a church. But I found these articles, and I'm going to go over some of these with you that I found of these big name gospel singers supporting Barrack Hussein Obama. This is the main article that I'm talking about. It is from the Christian Post, dated October 18th, 2007, and it says Obama to throw star-powered gospel music concerts, and this was called his so-called Embrace the Change Gospel series. It says presidential hopeful Senator Barrack Obama is pulling out all the stops in his effort to appeal to religious voters, uniting top gospel artists later this month for a weekend concert series on his campaign trail. And it lists here a bunch of the names that I had named before of these big time gospel singers singing on the campaign trail for the pro-homosexual rights Barrack Hussein Obama. Now, you got to hand it to Barrack Hussein Obama. He is very clever. And from the get-go, way back in 2007 in the beginning, he put together a bunch of black gospel singers and black Christian leaders to bring in black folks by deception. And he is talking about in this article that he wanted to, quote, share his family values and his faith. And this man is not a Christian. He is not a born-again Christian. There are many videos on YouTube showing where he mocks the Bible. He mocks the Old Testament. Also, he mocks Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. There's also videos showing where he doesn't believe that Jesus is the only way to heaven. This man is not a born-again Christian. And he has duped these so-called Christian leaders into supporting him. And I guess some of them, apparently they know that this man was a pro-abort. He's a Democrat, which is synonymous with pro-abortion and with homosexual rights. But these people don't care, these so-called black leaders and preachers. But I can tell you right now, I will not buy any more of these so-called black gospel singers' music. Not again. I will not buy any more of these people's music. It's just terrible that they do not have enough spiritual discernment, that they would just follow this man, knowing that he's a Democrat, and taking his word that he's a Christian, when any research about it would, show otherwise. And I have a couple other articles that shows what happened after Barrack Hussein Obama's election. This article is about Shirley Caesar, the so-called pastor. On the day after, not the day, but the weekend at church after the election, she made some comments praising Obama and saying that God had, quote, vindicated black folk with the election of Barrack Hussein Obama. And this is some so-called pastor supporting the wicked Barrack Hussein Obama. And it just shows me again where these people have no spiritual discernment at all. And I knew that Shirley Caesar was no good from way back during Bill Clinton's presidency. I saw her on some show. She was taken up in defending wicked Bill Clinton and his lies and dealings with Monica Lewinsky and molesting Paula Jones and all the other women that he molested. And I knew this woman was no good. She has a great singing voice, but no spiritual discernment at all. This is the last news article that I have to share with you real quick. This is Angelo and Veronica, who performed at Obama's inauguration celebration. Now, there were many other, again, so-called Christian gospel groups that performed at Barack Obama's inauguration in his campaign. But again, it just shows you how these people have no spiritual discernment at all. Many of them, they may be just hirelings, just going and sing to whichever group will give them money. But these people, Angelo and Veronica, they shared the stage with crooked Al Sharpton. And Barrack Hussein Obama had many wicked people at that inauguration too. People like Beyonce, who was a sick and disgusting WHORE. And it was just many wicked people. Had the blatant open homosexual clergy who said a prayer for him at one of those events. But this is it just shows how these people have no spiritual discernment at all. And this is a big way that Barrack Hussein Obama was able to have many so-called Christians and religious black Christians to support him and vote for him, he drew in a lot of people with these phony black gospel singers and preachers and teachers. Thank you for listening.